All right, let's get right into it. Today we're tackling a really fascinating topic, the line between personal wealth and political principle. And we're going to do that by looking at the controversy surrounding Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's finances. This story, you'll see, really makes you think about what we expect from our elected officials. So here's the big question, the one at the very heart of this whole thing. Can you fight the rich while, getting rich yourself? It's a real paradox, right? And it's this exact tension that we're going to unpack. Okay, first up, a progressive's rising wealth. Before we get into the arguments and the back and forth, we need to lay out the facts. What's actually going on here? So, for anyone who needs a quick refresher, Ilhan Omar is a U.S. Congresswoman from Minnesota. She's a huge voice in the progressive movement, and her entire political identity is really built around taking on inequality and the political elites. And that's exactly why her own money has become such a lightning rod for debate.
So where's the money coming from? Well, if you look at her public disclosures, it's pretty straightforward. You've got her congressional salary, which is standard, but then there are also book deals, speaking engagements, and of course her total household income. Now, the key thing to remember here, and this is super important, is that all of this is completely legal and it's all been reported, right? By the book.
All right, so if it's all legal, what's the problem? Why are we even talking about this? Well, that leads us right into the first side of the debate, the case for scrutiny. Her critics basically say this: politicians who campaign against wealth accumulation should be held to higher standards, not just legally, but morally as well. You see, for them, this has nothing to do with breaking laws. It's all about what they see as hypocrisy. Their argument is, if your whole brand is about fighting the rich, you can't be seen as becoming one of them. It's about perception and, to them, a moral failure.
Okay, so that's one side. Now let's hear from the other. The case for the defense.
Her supporters have a very different take. They'd say something like, earning money through transparent and lawful means does not amount to hypocrisy. Targeting Omar specifically reflects political bias. Their point is, look, plenty of politicians write books and give speeches for money. It happens all the time, so why single her out? To them, this isn't a genuine debate about ethics. They see it as a politically motivated attack, plain and simple.
And this really breaks down the core debate perfectly. You've got the critics on one side asking an ethical question. Does her wealth match her values? They're focused on perception, on trust. Then you have her supporters on the other side asking a legal question. Is what she's doing lawful and transparent? They're focused on what they see as political bias. It's like they're having two completely different conversations.
So that disconnect brings us to the real crux of the issue, doesn't it? The blurry line between what's legal and what's ethical.
And let's just put this in big, bold letters, because it's maybe the most important takeaway here. The official finding? No. Illegal. Activity. Period.
What that means is that this whole firestorm is basically political and media-driven. No ethics committee, no court, no agency has found that she broke any laws. This isn't a legal battle. It's a battle being fought in the court of public opinion. And, well, the rules there are a lot fuzzier.
Which of course brings this whole thing back to us, doesn't it? This really becomes a question for voters. Because a controversy like this, it pushes a much broader question to the surface about the standards we set for our elected officials in politics today. It stops being about one person's income and starts being about what we as a whole expect.
So, we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Should our leaders be judged only by the law? Or should they also be judged by how closely their personal lives, including their finances, reflect the ideology they preach? Is legal good enough, or do we demand something more? There really is no easy answer to that one, is there?